In this video, I'm giving you the 4 marketing mindsets the top 1% of business owners share. The ones who use content to consistently get clients, grow their revenue, and build million-dollar-plus brands. Because the truth is, most business owners treat marketing like a chore or a lottery ticket. But the best business owners, those ones who build the million-dollar-plus brands, think and act completely differently than most. And today, I'm going to share the 4 mindsets that set them apart. So let's get into it. 99% of business owners start creating content only when business is slow. They need clients, they're bored, so they start posting everywhere. But the minute they get busy again, they stop. This behavior is what I call the stop-start marketing trap, and it's what causes that cliche feast-or-famine cycle, especially in industries like coaching, consulting, agencies, and other service-based businesses. But the top 1% of business owners know that marketing compounds. Every post, every email, every offer stacks on top of the last, making the brand stick in people's minds and become more than the sum of its parts. I call this the law of compound marketing, and it's about understanding that marketing your business isn't like buying a lottery ticket and hoping that this time it hits a jackpot. It's more like investing. You don't want one big massive win, you want small, consistent actions that compound in power over time. That's why the top 1% stay consistent, posting, running ads, writing emails, making videos, no matter if their business is busy or quiet, because they know that the work they do today is what gets them clients 3, 6, 9, or 12 months from now. And by the way, this is the 4th video in a whole series I've done about creating content that actually gets clients. So make sure to like and subscribe to get notified when my next video drops, and check the description for links to the previous videos in the series. Okay, so now let's get into mindset 2, content diversification. I'm going to share what's going to be a controversial take for some people, but it is a take based on my own experience, my clients' experience, and most importantly, buyer psychology and marketing effectiveness data. And that's this. The common advice to focus only on one platform to grow your business is very well-intentioned, but ultimately wrong. It sounds logical, it helps people focus, it feels like less work, it's less of a mountain to climb. But in practice, if you're a business owner, it is terrible advice. It's the advice that 99% of people follow because it feels safe. But in reality, it is very risky. It's like putting all your money in a single stock and hoping it gives you big returns. But the top 1% treat marketing and social media channels like an investment portfolio. They know that risking it all on one channel, whether that's Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube, is like taking their life savings and throwing it into a penny stock. Just think about Twitter. I know people who've had hundreds of thousands of followers there, and now they've basically had to abandon the platform. Their reach collapsed, their engagement died, daily users dropped, bots took over. Now they're starting from scratch somewhere else, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever. And they're not alone. I've had other clients who've built massive Facebook groups, and Facebook killed their organic reach, so they basically killed the group. There's stories for every platform. Their businesses nearly died all because they followed this well-intentioned but extremely risky advice to bet it all on one platform. You've seen the same story with TikTok. Even Instagram has changed dramatically. Every platform has its boom periods. So for Twitter, that was in like 2020, 2021, when you could just blow up overnight and get hundreds of thousands of followers. But every platform eventually tightens reach. If you're not diversifying, if you're not building audiences in multiple places, you are exposed. And that's why the top 1% repurpose. They cross-post. They make sure their insights live everywhere, even if they don't. Because the truth is, every platform that gives you free organic reach right now will eventually make you pay for it. That's their business model. They want you buying ads and boosting your posts, so the business owners who win are the ones who spread their risk. Yes, repurposing and diversification takes more work, but the trade-off is massive. You reduce your risk and you build a much more stable base and audience for your brand. 99% of business owners are out here chasing algorithms every day, trying to time trends and follow sounds and crack engagement templates, thinking that if they can just game the system, that their business will finally take off. But the top 1% of business owners don't build for the algorithm. They build for buyer psychology. They understand that the content that gets clients doesn't always get likes, and that's okay, because likes and shares are like dopamine. They're quick hits of adrenaline. But in the end, they are meaningless. Sales come from trust, meaning, clarity, clarity and connection with your buyers. So let me put it to you this way. When's the last time you saw Apple post something on Twitter that got a million likes? Exactly. It doesn't happen. And yet, they are a multi-trillion-dollar company because Apple isn't posting for likes or applause. They don't care what you think. They're posting to build their brand, to create memories, to connect with their buyers through meaningful messages, and to stay top of mind with people considering buying from them. That's exactly what the top 1% of business owners do too. They don't chase vanity metrics. They create content designed around how buyers actually make decisions. And by the way, I talk more about this type of content, which I call insight-based content, and how to create it in the first 3 videos of this 4-part series. I shared links for all 3 in the description. The top 1% use insight, storytelling, and buyer psychology to change how people think. Because when you can transform someone's thinking and give them what I call light bulb moments, sales become a natural next step. The next mindset the top 1% of business owners share is simple. They don't try to do it all themselves. They know that installing a psychology-driven business model isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter, which is a cliche because it's true. And that usually means getting help from other people who've already built what they're trying to create. Because even the best systems need outside eyes. Someone who can spot blind spots, tighten the message, and help everything, your content, your offers, your emails, work together as one ecosystem. And that's exactly what I help people do every day inside of my one-on-one coaching and inside Chief Business Copilot. It's where we install the kind of long-term, consistent, psychology-driven business model that compounds month over month. The same type of system that's helped me generate over $250 million in sales and more than $10 million in investment for solo founders, SMBs, and Fortune 500 brands like Microsoft, McDonald's, and Adidas. If you want to take the first step towards building that kind of business, start with my free daily newsletter. It's where I share the exact buyer psychology and business strategies that have created those results. So you've made it this far. You now understand what separates the top 1% of business owners from everyone else. They don't chase algorithms or gimmicks. They build long-term, psychology-driven systems that compound in value. And if you watch this entire series, you already have the foundation to do the exact same thing. In the first 3 videos, you learned how to create insight-based content that gets clients, how to plug that content into a system that actually converts, and how to use free but me lead magnets and email to turn trust into sales. And in this video, we walk through the mindsets so that all of that strategy keeps working for you long after the trend cycles move on. If you've missed any of the other 3 videos, I've linked the full playlist in the description. Start from the top. Each video builds on the last. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.